On May 8, 2022, West Hollywood commemorated the 77th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. This year, Victory Day in Europe has taken on a special hue against the backdrop of Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine. Most immigrants from the USSR commemorated this event as a day of remembrance for the millions of victims of the Second World War and gratitude to all the soldiers of the Allied countries who fought on the battlefields against fascism. All Russian-speaking residents of Greater Los Angeles have always treated the veterans of World War II with great warmth, respect, and a sense of gratitude. All the veterans shared their memories at the rally. They dwelled on the role of the victory over fascism back in 1945 and on the need to continue the propaganda of peace and the eradication of fascism in life today. The rally participants were greeted by the West Hollywood Mayor, Lauren Meister.
Thank you very much, and Lauren Meister, the Mayor of the City of West Hollywood, and I welcome you to West Hollywood and to this event to remember a very special day, Victory in Europe Day, an event that we have always remembered and really cherished. We have to remember the past to have a better future. The present is difficult and the future is unknown. We can only hope for peace. And we appreciate you being here. We appreciate for those of you who served your service, and for those who lost loved ones, we remember.
West Hollywood Council member Lindsey Horvath.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Lindsey Horvath. It's my honor and pleasure to be here with you in celebration of the Victory Day. This is a wonderful celebration of a tradition in our city that has been incredibly important for so many years. I'm glad to see our former colleague, Jeffrey Prang, here as well, who has made this event year after year so special. And it is an important time for us to come together, especially in this moment as we unfortunately see the conflict that is happening now, is an opportunity for us to come together in solidarity as community, to support one another, to know that a time for peace, an end to war, a time for protecting people, fighting Nazism and anti-Semitism is incredibly important. I'm grateful for the service that both my grandfathers who served during World War II to fight Nazism and anti-Semitism, that the service of was carried through in my uncles, and so that tradition of service I know exists here in our community as well. We honor our veterans, we honor those who have given great sacrifice, and we thank you for the leadership and example that you provide. So we know our history, so we're not doomed to repeat it, and we make sure that we carry forward these values in our community for generations to come. Thank you very much.
West Hollywood Council member John Erickson.
Councilmember John Erickson running in right as the thing happens. We're back to normal. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad to be here with everyone.
Los Angeles County Assessor Jeff Prang also delivered his speech at the event.
My name is Jeff Prang. I'm the LA County Assessor, and I previously served for almost 18 years as a city council member and mayor of the city. This event has always been a very important day for me because I always knew that it was such an important day for so many people in the city of West Hollywood. Although here today it is a little bit sad when I think of where we started. I was first elected in 1997, and in those days there were hundreds of veterans of World War II still living in and around West Hollywood, and this event was standing room only, and we had to have it in a park. We used to have a parade. We used to have a big luncheon where it's hard to get a seat. So it's sad to see those heroes who helped save the world for democracy, who've aged and who have gone on and left us. They left behind something that's very, very important. The culture, the remembrance of the horror that the world dealt with due to the Nazis. They recognized and cherished and maintained the record of the heroism that was displayed by the soldiers, the men, the women who fought against the Nazis and did nothing shy of saving the world for democracy. The recognition of this date has become a seminal event in the city of West Hollywood, and I hope that it will continue to be something that we recognize now and forever in remembrance of those people who sacrificed and who came here to be part of our community and gave so much, who helped so much in creating the social fabric of this community. It's an important day, and thank you for allowing me to be here and say a few kind words.
Representative Mike Aguilar delivered a welcoming speech from Congressman Adam Schiff.
Today, as we gather to commemorate the unconditional surrender of the German forces in World War II, and how this day served as a marker for peace and unity, as well as a chance to honor those individuals who fought and sacrificed during the war, we can't help but also reflect on the ongoing bloodshed in Ukraine. Last weekend, I was proud to meet with President Zelensky in Kyiv as part of a congressional delegation led by Speaker Pelosi. During our 3-hour meeting, we discussed the military, economic, and humanitarian assistance needed to help Ukraine defend their country and rebuild once the war is over. I'm very grateful for efforts here in West Hollywood to support Ukrainian refugees fleeing for their lives. And as a global community, we must do all we can to ensure the safety and well-being of those refugees until they can return to their homes in peace.
There is a special attitude towards Russian-speaking veterans on the part of the leadership of the city of West Hollywood. Over the past 30 years, various elected officials have served on the city council, but their warm attitude towards veterans has always been and remains unchanged. We also want to note the important role of Tatiana Rodzinik, the main link between the West Hollywood city government and the Russian-speaking community. Not a single significant event passed without her caring participation. Alex Durmashkin, the president of the American-Russian Business Council, spoke about the work of the Los Angeles Veterans Organization, its role in the life of the Russian-speaking community of the city, about the assistance to veterans that residents and public organizations have provided all these years.
For the Russian-speaking community to become an integral part of the city of West Hollywood and generally speaking big Los Angeles, and we commend them again for this hard work, and the organization is still alive. There are very few members left, but it's a normal process, change of generation, so some children of the veterans still working in this organization.
The Los Angeles-based Russian-speaking veterans organization, founded in the early 1990s and once numbering many hundreds of members, in 2022 consists of only 2 to 3 dozen people. Only 3 of them were able to attend the rally, which was held in the Chambers Room of the West Hollywood Library. These are Yakov Lubarsky.
Dear friends, mothers, grandmothers, I congratulate you with the Victory Day and also with the coming Mother's Day.
Судьба даровала нам исключительное счастье дожить до 77-й годовщины Победы. Так будем достойны этого великого праздника.
The fate gave us this opportunity to survive until the 77th anniversary of the end of World War II, and we would like to live up to this choice.
Vyacheslav Vedishchev.
Я хочу сказать, я самый младший, по-моему, из ветеранов.
I'm the youngest of veterans.
Я был беспризорником.
I was brought in the orphanage. Comrade Stalin said that let these boys from orphanage to take part in the war. And we had 300,000 of these boys that were organized to fight in the war.
И с 1944 года, в феврале месяце, я стал бойцом советской армии.
In February of 1944, I became the soldier of the Soviet Army in Potsdam, Germany.
И вот мне довелось у Бранденбургских ворот в 1946 году был парад советских, американских, английских и французских войн.
In 1946, I was lucky to participate in the joint parade of American, Russian, and French units by the Brandenburg Gate.
Это тогда была настоящая дружба. Вот у меня кольцо, я поменялся с американским музыкантом.
There was a real friendship between soldiers of different countries. This ring I exchanged with my American counterpart.
Своим кольцом. И хочу вам сказать, пусть будет дружба, которая была раньше.
There will be friendship as before during this time, World War II, after World War II.
И поскольку я уже здесь, мне, как говорится, комфортно. Я бы хотел, чтобы наши народы жили в такой же дружбе, как мы с вами.
Since I'm here, I wish that our people live in the same friendship as we live here.
Mikhail Vovchuk.
Дни в жизни тяжелее нет.
For me, it's the most difficult days in life. No, there is no more difficult than these days.
Война застала меня в городе Умань. Это один из исторических городов Украины.
I was caught at the city of Uman when war started.
Родители проживали
It's in Ukraine.
в одном из местечек. В это время вышло постановление правительства, чтобы молодежь до определенного возраста не пускать. Нельзя уезжать из этого города. Я только попрощался с родителями по телефону. Создавали команды призывников по 250 человек и отправляли на восток под командой ни одного командира.
They were also joined by Janet Becker, who helped the Soviet army in the logistics enterprises during the war.
I was taken, I was helped, and I left the town when it was surrounded fully. And the port, that was the last ship with the wounded who left Odessa at night. And I was picked up, I was so old, I was 16 years old. I hope I'll live long enough to see peace.
Dr. Laura Wilhelm spoke from an American perspective about the 77th victory in Europe anniversary and the current Russian war in Ukraine.
So apparently not enough has been done to combat the threat of fascism globally. In our interconnected world, war anywhere is a threat to peace everywhere. Swift action must be taken so no more lives are needlessly lost, either directly or indirectly by the senseless war in Ukraine. The great Russian writer Leo Tolstoy, who fought in many wars and wrote one of the best-known novels about war called War and Peace, once said, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. And I see that we have all had enough of the blood that has been spilled in Ukraine. I know that we need to keep sweating for peace, and that is what our community is doing. There will be many fundraising events in the city of West Hollywood throughout this month for those wanting to contribute to relief activity. The tragic example of our past in World War II must inform our actions in the present. The war in Ukraine can no longer be tolerated anywhere by anyone. There must not be a World War III. I have never been prouder to be a part of this community because of all its activity on behalf of Ukraine. I particularly commend those Russians who have crossed national boundaries and stood up for what they think is right. Let us all pray and work for peace in our times. Thank you. Spasiba and spasibi. Thank you.
Veterans were awarded holiday gifts and diplomas.